Good evening, everyone. I'm Jordan Ginyard. My speech is called The Incarcerated Black Man. 1 out of 9 African American men will be incarcerated between the ages of 20 and 34. According to the NAACP, the Criminal Justice Fact Sheet states nearly 1 in 3 African American males aged between the ages of 20 and 29 are under some criminal justice supervision, whether in prison, jailed, parole, or probation. More black men are incarcerated now than enslaved back in 1850. The latest estimate by the Bureau of Justice puts the number of imprisoned African American men at more than 846,000 incarcerated. Black men account for roughly 6.5 of the U.S. population today. African American men make up roughly 40.2% of the prison population. We live in a nation that is committed to punishment rather than dealing with fundamental problems that led mass incarceration. In this case, we are focusing more on creating the problem for our youth, for our black men. For example, in 1970, we had about 250, roughly 300,000 people incarcerated. In 2011, we had 2.5 million people incarcerated. We don't raise a generation of criminals, but the way the system is set up, public policy makes it easy in such a way to get incarcerated. Being a part of the black community, being an African American male living in today's society, me, myself, another black man, I have a 29% chance of being incarcerated some point of time in my life. This topic, it relates to today's society so much. It relates to me. I have so much connection with this topic because according to the Department of Justice, the United States now imprisons a larger percentage of its black community than the South Africa did during the height of imprisonment in South Africa. African Americans now constitute nearly 1 million of the total 2.3 million incarcerated population. African Americans are incarcerated nearly 6 times than the rate of whites. The incarceration rate for African Americans is so high that young black men without a high school diploma is more than likely to go to jail than rather get a job, thereby causing the breakup of families, instilling further poverty upon them. Since the incarceration rate is at its highest for African Americans, it makes it more difficult for blacks to rise out of poverty. Let's receive higher education and escape a life of crime in our black community. Young African Americans are more often in prison than employed. While mass incarceration might temporarily reduce crime, in the long run, more African Americans end up in prison and more likely to commit a crime themselves. What are we doing? The question is, what are we doing? As a youth, we're installing that it's okay to become another statistic in today's society, in the black society, in the black community. We need to get our youth into the books, become role models, get our head out the streets, get our mind out the streets, get our black kids out the streets. We need to set an example for our future. We are the future. We are the future. We need to get our young males, our young, beautiful black females, our young, beautiful black females to become lawyers, to become doctors. Get our mind off the streets and let's become one. Thank you.